This is Tyler from Begat the Nephilim.
This is Craig Schmuel from Hate Storm Annihilation.
Hi, this is Cheney Crab from Entheos.
This is Mike from Devil Driver.
This is Ben from Goat Whore, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Oh, you have broken your own set of file for being told. For that, you will pay with your lives.
The podcast returns with another incredible metal artist interview. Today I'm joined by Lyndon and Dan from Death Metal Carnivore's Pit Lord. Thanks, guys, for coming on the Great Metal Debate.
Thanks for having us, man.
What's up, man? How's it going? Sorry my voice is dead. It's absolutely wretched.
Well, that's a good transition because we are here on the banks of the Ohio River at the 2023 Full Terror Assault Fest, where Pit Lord helped kick things off on Friday yesterday. You guys were here 2 years ago. How did you come to make a repeat appearance at this fest?
We're kind of friends with some of the people that put it on. Johnny Baker, Sleazy B, the host with the hostess. He's a good buddy of ours, so he put in the word with Shane because those guys came up in Waco together and all that. So yeah, they're buddies. They're kind of from our neck of the woods.
We've all kind of like booked with them, and
yeah.
I mean, we've had other bands that have played here. You know, Dan and I both played here plenty other times. Before, after, in between, all that. So, you know, we were there for when they needed somebody, pretty much in the end, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and I take note that you guys didn't just come in here, throw out your instruments, play, and then head out. You're making the full weekend of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, we love this. This is my 6th time being here, so I've made 6 out of the 8. Just my favorite fest. It's so much fun.
Yeah, same thing. I've been here 6 of them. And, yeah, I got here Wednesday. I've been here since Wednesday. Which, honestly, probably a day too many.
You got one more to go, man.
No, yeah. Yeah, but it's been good. It's always a good time.
Well, let's talk about that. This was your second time for Pit Lord to perform, and what was the response both to your set on stage as well as meeting fans afterward at the merch booth? Was it a mix of folks who were familiar with you versus people who were like, "I never heard of you, but I love you"?
Oh yeah, it was a healthy mix. I mean, we have a bunch of friends here. I mean, there's a bunch of FTA lifers that show up every year just like us, and so we got a lot of friends that come by and say hi. I mean, it's our one time a year to see them, but yeah, there's plenty of new faces coming up and really getting into it. So
it's been this year, as opposed to the last time we were here, for sure, was more people that had heard of us and more people that were new. I mean, it was just so many more people that watched us at the time.
Yeah.
And
it was a little cooler today, yesterday.
So much better now. Holy crap!
It was hot.
But they were the response has been amazing. Honestly, like kind of overwhelming to an extent, for sure. Everybody said it was great. Everybody said it sounded good. It felt good up there, other than being 1,000 degrees. You know.
And again, you guys here to watch the show. Beyond friends you have, folks you've played with and know in bands, are there any other artists that you've seen this weekend or hoping to see today that you're especially excited for?
Oh yeah, I mean, getting to see David Vincent and Pete Sandoval was just like a treat. I mean, those guys have been heroes since high school.
They put on a clinic last night, I thought.
Man, that was fantastic. That domination stuff just blew my mind. But anyway, what we're excited for, I mean, we opened for King Parrot probably like 6-7 years ago, something like that back home. Really excited to see those guys again from Australia. They're really fun.
Paylord.
No, our other band, Crater, did. Yeah, anyway. But
okay, you can promote other bands. That's all right.
That one's long defunct, but that many years ago, our band Crater played with them, and it was really fun. They're really really good guys, so that's gonna be fun. Exhumed is always cool. There's just so much. I've never seen Psycho Stick. Pretty excited to experience that ridiculousness. So, yeah, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, I'm excited for Exhumed, Cavalera later. I was really excited to see Phobophilic.
Yeah,
they were awesome.
Really good.
Autumn Lies Buried was really surprising. They opened yesterday, and I'm really kind of stoked to run into them again. Obviously, Belushi. There's such a show. Belushi Speedball makes me tired. I watch them from 100 feet away, and I go, geez, I got to take a nap.
Yeah, that's the safe distance, 100 feet away.
It's such a fun show, and running into some of those guys as characters that are just kind of wandering around the grounds. It's been wild. It's probably been, as far as mix and variety of bands, it has been such a dance at a treat this year. Wild, just so good.
I know how different it is from a fan perspective. I'm curious from a band perspective, from a musician perspective. What's the difference in feel going to a fest like this versus a one-off show? It's got to be a little different dynamic for you guys, again, as a musician, as an artist.
It's definitely more of a commitment,
Sure.
There's a lot more people. There's a lot more stuff going on. You're dealing with a lot of different time slots, and along with just, for me personally, I don't typically like to camp, so I'm just kind of generally suffering all the time. But it's it's worth it, and it really does. If you're here to play, it really does show what you're willing to go through for something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've gotten better at it. The first year we came out here and played, we just kind of showed up with our tents and Lyndon slept in the car. So,
that was the second year I was here. That was the second year, and we weren't playing that year. So
we've come a long way. We got our stuff figured out now, but it was rough the first few years. Yeah.
Well, I brought a tent. What happened was I bought a tent. There was just a year we were coming, and I bought a tent, and it turned out to be a kid's tent, like a child-sized tent. And I just never looked at it. And so I ended up sleeping in the rental car. That was a rough year, but it was.
That car smelled so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Did you just throw the keys at the clerk and run, or
pretty
what?
much.
Well, that was the year it rained really bad during Origins, so I ended up sleeping in this car, soaking wet after getting poured on in Origins. So it probably just stunk like wet foot.
Yeah.
Right away.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was trench foot.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
Moving on from diseases, if you wouldn't mind, and for folks who aren't familiar with Pit Lord, would you mind giving us a quick sketch of how the band originated?
Well, it kind of formed out of one of our previous bands. We would miss band practice or something, and me and Lyndon would still get together, and we grilled out at every band practice at my house pretty much, so it was just it just all naturally fell together. It was hey, you want to just write some songs about barbecue and see what happens, and we just put them out, and then people started asking when we were going to play a show, and we kind of went, shit. I don't know. And we started playing.
It was a process because we started it originally just kind of for fun. We weren't doing anything else, and we focused on it. I mean, we tried to make it fun right away, and we did the first EP.
Did it come pre-COVID or was it?
It was 2018.
Gotcha.
Was when we started working on it. In 2019, we put out both. Was it 2019 we put out the first two EPs? Yeah. And by the second EP we were getting ready to play live and figuring out how we were gonna do it, because the drum machine originally was just to make it easy and write stuff, and we were used to that already. Dan wanted to play guitar rather than play drums. It just made sense, we both were doing what we wanted to do, so it really took off once we really started working on it. We really cared.
So was there ever talk about having a drummer, or did you decide that was just a better way to communicate the sound and feel?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely considered drumming, and I kind of messed around with it because I do play drums, so I've kind of played drums on a song and then went back to the programming and just embraced it. We were just going for that sound. We don't shy away from it either. We definitely just let the kick drums go every once in a while and just turn them into a tone. Just
we didn't want to do like Mortician style like drums, like just insane. Like every now and then it happens, but
yeah, just pepper that ridiculous stuff in.
Yeah.
Keep it kind of real most of the time.
We get offers a lot, like from people that want to play or want to jam, and it's the other thing too is we've been working together. Me and Dan have been friends for so long, and we've been working together on music for so long, and then on this, there's just a dynamic, like introducing a third person, as like a permanent member of the band might kind of like, not upset that dynamic, but we've figured out how to work together.
Hey, can I say, having seen you guys play live, I sense that dynamic on stage, that it's kind of cool seeing you two up there and kind of the back and forth, the give and take, the vocals, that it seems to work.
Oh yeah, that was we were both kind of. This band is both of us. Well, Dan has a doom band where he does vocals, lead vocals. This is the first time I really did any kind of like lead vocals. We were both kind of figuring it out and doing vocals and playing and stuff, But it's been a challenge to get better at that. But we're way better than we were 4 or 5 years ago for sure.
You guys released your first full-length album, Seasonings in the Abyss, in 2020. How long had those songs been in the works?
I think we put that whole album together in about a year, something like that. We write pretty quick. We write for about 6 months maybe to do that album. Then
when we played our first show, we played Grill Marks, and
we had a couple songs.
We had a couple songs that were on that hadn't been released yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were going. Dan would just text me like every other day, be like, I got another song. Just be like writing.
Yeah, I might have 5 songs on the back burner right now.
Yeah.
New EP coming soon.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm always writing. I got a little home studio at home. Not little, it's a home studio. But yeah. So yeah, I'm always writing. Any downtime I get, I'm trying to put some more material together. So yeah, we're like halfway to the next EP. Not stopping.
And so with a little time passed from the release of that, how happy are you guys with the material? And then also, what's the reception been? Fans, critics, like what are people saying? If you guys even look at like reviews and that sort of thing.
I've read a handful of reviews over, I don't know, since Seasonings came out, and then some for the new one for Gallery. But yeah, we don't really like look at them too much because, yeah, it doesn't really help.
I don't know.
It's for me it doesn't motivate me or anything. It's nice to hear other people's opinions, but
I don't know. I like looking at them because everybody gets it. like everybody understands the humor immediately, and then every review is just written, like in such a comical style that I enjoy the hell out of them.
Somebody wrote a review on our Bandcamp for one of the first album, I think, and it was just the funniest thing I read. It was so good.
There was the one was like I put the album on when I was making burgers and I burned them and I wasn't even mad or something like that. We get a lot of that kind of stuff. It's great. I love everybody pitching in. Like I love hearing everybody's ideas.
When we were first starting, people would we took so many ideas from friends and everything, and just it was such kind of a collective thing.
That's
like
cool.
To start, now it's just we've got lists and lists of things we want to do and ideas and stuff that we just kind of pick from every now and then and go from there. Yeah.
I'm curious the thought process as you go forward. I was at a Power Metal Fest about a month ago, and power metal and death metal can be this way as well. There's a tension sometimes between not taking yourself too seriously but also getting a little too cute. How do you guys navigate that? Is there any thought process, or do you just kind of do what you do?
I think we just keep each other in check,
Try not to be too silly, but still clever, and because we do want that. Our favorite thing is for people to have fun, with the music.
That's great.
And we're both huge Strapping Young Lad fans, and I've always kind of thought of like sort of that kind of similar attitude, you know, like is kind of the way we, you know, I envisioned it. But yeah, it is. We tell each other no, you know, when we're writing stuff, we go, you know, that could be better. You know, there's no other way to do it. You know, otherwise, we just start doing stuff neither of us are happy with.
So you kind of keep each other accountable in that way?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And it can be hard sometimes, like I'll write something and Dan will be like, it's like lyrics, and it's like, it doesn't move, it doesn't flow like it should, and, you know, and then I want to keep it, or, you know, vice versa. Like, we've had that happen a handful of times, and it's just like, you compromise and you figure things out. We have to try things a lot, right? Yeah. Like, he'll have an idea for something, and at first I'm in my head, I'll be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll do it. We'll record it or whatever. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. It's just experimenting and not going, my ideas are better, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the world of Pro Tools is amazing because I'll write the song in chunks, you know, and I can copy and paste, and, you know, I'll bring Lyndon over. We're like, let's move this riff here, let's move this riff here, and, you know, we'll piece the songs together, you know, and yeah.
And honestly, I mean, a lot of time though, and especially from the last album, like there was a lot of stuff Dan did right away that I was like, oh, that's it, you know. Like,
oh yeah, we know when it's right. We're just both like, that one's cool.
We know what each other are gonna kind of dig, and we know what we like and everything. So it's gotten, you know, we've really streamlined the creative process to where, man, a third person would slow everything down. Slow everything down so much.
Kind of like a marriage, huh? That you guys released a video for the track Butchers from Beyond back in April. Did you enjoy making the video? And can we expect to see more visual manifestations from Pit Lord?
Absolutely. That was really fun. Joe Gibbs. What's his video company called?
That was our friend Joe Gibbs, photography and video.
Yeah.
He lives in the Quad Cities where we're from. Yeah. It was basically just one guy and like a helper that helped us shoot that video, and then
Bleak Visuals was his company name. Okay. Yeah, Bleak Visuals. Anyway, fantastic process. I smoked that pork butt. It was delicious. We all ate it afterwards.
We shot that.
Yeah,
we shot that in a venue at home that's in an old chapel. We actually had we played there like 2 weeks after we shot that, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a really cool place, like Skylark in Rock Island, Illinois. We recorded that video. It was awesome.
Very fun, very fun. And yes, definitely more videos to come. Also, check out our deveganized video. That one was also very fun.
Yeah, that one was wild.
And more to come with the new stuff. Probably a lyric video soon, another music video. More stuff.
We just made the jump to TikTok recently too, so we've been doing like short stuff on TikTok, and our YouTube has kind of a slight backlog of like older promo videos that we did and all that. Like we when we started, we did a lot of video content because we weren't really playing shows yet, and we wanted to like promote ourselves somehow. So we did a lot of stuff like that, promoting like spatulas with our logo on it and stuff. Yeah, but I hate music videos. They're so stressful and weird. But that one, like every time we do one, it always comes out awesome. You know,
that's odd to me because as a performer, you get up there on stage. What's the difference there?
So we're getting older, and for a music video, you really want to push it. I threw my back and neck out so bad. We're like headbanging so hard, play the same song like 4 or 5 times in a row, and just throw down as hard as you can, just because you want that. It's just, you know, it's a one-time thing, and it's going to be captured, and it's that video. It's more about the visual performance, so we really went for it.
A lot of times, too, playing to the song is kind of difficult depending on how you do it. When we were lucky, we used our in-ear monitors to play to the song to the video, so it made it really easy.
We just played it through the PA.
Did we just do it through the PA?
Yeah.
Oh.
But either way, we just played our song really loud.
Yeah. It worked how we did it. I don't know how anybody else does it. But
I think that's how everybody does it. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Now, you mentioned where you guys are from, the Quad Cities. Our podcast is headquartered in Western Kentucky. I'm always curious to ask artists about, your own local area and if there are bands that maybe we haven't heard of that we should check out, and also kind of what's the situation there as far as venues, places to play. I know coming out of COVID, a lot of places shut down, some things changed as far as just the opportunities to play live music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, things kind of shuffled around after COVID, but we have a pretty healthy scene. I mean, for what it is, it's small, but it's good. We just had the Cro-Mags came to our hometown the day before coming down here. We've got a handful of good venues like Skylark and
Raccoon Motel.
Raccoon Motel, yep.
What, you gotta say that one more.
The Raccoon Motel, yeah, that's a venue in town.
That's in Davenport.
It's a fun venue. There might be a show announcement coming up pretty soon for us playing with one of the bands that are here.
Cool.
Good stuff. Xenospawn, Toxic Messiah, Frontal Assault that got added on very last minute to this fest. They're from our nearby area. We got tons of friends, tons of good music. It's a good place, and we're close to Chicago, so I mean we're kind of part of that scene too. I would say.
We're good in with like bands from Chicago and Wisconsin, that area, because they're only 3 hours away or so. Mm-hmm. There's some bands from Iowa City. There's Dryad from Iowa City, and they're on Prosthetic Records.
I've heard of those guys. Yeah.
There's a lot of cool like thrash coming out of Cedar Rapids with Frontal Assault, and there's another band called Ill Omen. It's really good. They're really young too. The Rising Plague from Northern Iowa. There's some stuff. It's just really spread out, and genre-wise, there's not a ton of death metal specifically. It's like us and Xenospawn and maybe one or other twos. We each have our other bands. Like I've got a doom band called Obsidian Hammer. Dan's got a band called Resonator that's really cool. There's stuff. It comes and goes. Our scene has peaks and valleys. It kind of dies for a few years and it comes back. I think it's better now than it's ever been, for sure.
That's good news, because I think when I talk to artists, not everyone says that about their local communities.
5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have said that at all.
That's awesome. Awesome. Now, Pit Lord, you guys are obviously influenced by some death metal classics. I'm curious from an artist's perspective, how much you guys want to stay kind of rooted in that versus branching out? How much does the new music you listen to influence your writing?
We take influence from everywhere, but it's such a melting pot these days. I mean, the new stuff sounds like the old stuff. So, it's just like bands like Skeletal Remains are big on my radar for new bands. That's just a lot of Morbid Angel worship, and that's kind of what I do too. So, Cannibal Corpse and, all that stuff. We're not really like looking to cement ourselves in a specific sound.
Like on the newest album, we did some different things, along with some stuff we already did, but we did, some kind of trippy, psychedelic, kind of melodic stuff and Nuke the Sauce, and, but we're always throwing, like, keyboards here and there in, and we always want to do, like, kind of a black metal homage in a song, and, things like that. We're pulling from, essentially everything that made up kind of our childhood with metal, and from there on, like Bolt Thrower and a lot of Cannibal Corpse and stuff. We just want to make stuff that we like, whatever that ends up being, whatever it sounds like, as long as we like it. I'm not going to play shit I don't like.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the most important. Yeah, you mentioned earlier, you just want it to be fun. How can it be fun if you guys don't love the music that you make?
If I'm bored, everybody else is going to be bored. I don't understand how it works the other way.
Yeah, so we're not holding ourselves to any like specific thing. We got a general theme, but if it sounds cool, we're going to do it. We're just going to keep branching out.
Yeah, like we want to surprise people. We don't want it to be like, I don't want somebody to go, this album sounded like the last one. That's the biggest fail we could have. Like same theme, but new levels of everything, pretty much.
Well, let's go to a few quick hitter questions. What's the best concert each of you have ever attended?
Oh, shit. I'll just go with the last one I went to. I saw Rammstein in Berlin 2 months ago at the Olympic Stadium. That was fucking amazing.
I would say it was when we saw Origin here in the year 2 during the rain in the lightning storm.
Yeah,
that was probably the craziest thing. I suffered greatly afterwards, but it was that's still to this day the best show I've ever seen.
It was worth it. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, pouring rain, thunderstorm, just they threw down.
Probably like
amazing.
60 of us stayed back to watch.
Yeah,
that was it. Everybody else took off from because of the rain. That was amazing.
And then Lyndon slept in the car.
Yep.
All right. If you lived in prehistoric times, would you be a hunter or a gatherer?
Honestly, probably a gatherer.
Oh, really? Okay.
I just like to walk around, I'm like, that's all. I just like to wander.
And I need sides, so I'll be the hunter, and he can get the sides, the gatherer, and we'll just make as good a team back then as we do now.
If you could just have one turn at the grill, what's your go-to as a cook?
Man, that's tough. I don't know. I love making brisket. I love making pulled pork. Either one of those. Yeah, probably brisket. Sure.
Ribs. Ribs is my favorite thing to make.
Damn it. That's good too.
Number one. There's so many things you can do with it, and they're easy, and yeah, it's good.
But you never know. Like with food, you never know what you're in the mood for until you go to make it. See, my answer will change depending on the mood I'm in.
So beginning to wrap up with you guys, following this festival appearance, what are the band's plans for the remainder of 2023?
We've got about, I think, 2 more local shows that haven't been announced yet, but should be soon. And then we're taking the winter off to finish up a new EP and put out some more online content. Going to make some more dumb videos, and we're going to have a lot of good fun with it.
We got some more merch to kind of work on and roll out.
Yes.
Just little stuff. All these little projects we can't really get done when we have shows, weeks, just a week or 2 apart throughout the year. So we're going to take the winter to get work done. Get other work done.
Some big stuff coming in 2024, it sounds like.
Yep. Onward and upward.
And finally, what is the best way for fans to purchase music and merchandise from Pit Lord, including your latest full-length album, Gallery of Skewered Swine?
Yeah. So Bandcamp. Bandcamp is the best. I mean, that's the way. We ship everything ourselves. That's Pit Lord. Bandcamp.com/PitLord. Just search us. You'll find us. Honestly, we're at the point now you can Google us and you should be able to find us. Otherwise, we have a link tree. Linktree.pitlord. Instagram. Everything's linked together. So yeah, you'll be able to. And we're on Spotify. We're on streaming and all that as well.
Find us anywhere you can get music,
anywhere.
Except for stores, because they don't exist anymore.
Well, guys, I appreciate the time, and I love what you all do. I love the mindset of the band, and I look forward to seeing you all perform again, and probably seeing you guys back here at FTA again in a future year.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm coming every year that they do this. Thanks so much for having us. This has been awesome. Real fun.
Thanks, man. Absolutely.